to confess I'm a little nervous. I read the Toastmaster, the radio talk. That's amazing. Good on ya.
And what's not in there in that profile is movie star, television star, stuntman.
See, I really am nervous now.
Sideshow Barker.
And you make a great burger, I hear.
Yes, I do. Make a great burger. Right now, my big thing is not only is the burgers, but I found a way to do steak that will just melt in your mouth.
Have you tried Kona coffee encrusted steaks yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, you need to try it.
How interesting.
You need to try it. Life-changing. And I don't even eat red meat, but I'll eat that.
But it's just the straight grounds, that's it?
There's a couple other little ingredients in there. Just Google the recipe. Kona coffee steaks.
Because I can't stand that coffee as a drink.
Oh, you gotta try it.
But as a seasoning.
It's yummy. It's yummy.
Watch out, DC, because I know there's going to be grills out in the patio.
Well, it's gorgeous here today, but I overheard that we might be having some wintry mix this weekend.
We're not talking till May anyway.
Too funny. So this is so interesting. You really are living two sides of a coin, if you will.
Sort of, yeah. From a veteran to being now a military spouse, yeah.
What great insight and perspective you must have on this whole crazy lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, I do. And it's why so many of the other folks within the MSOI group have been going, they come to me and they'll say, do you have any resources that you're aware of? And it's like, as a matter of fact, I do. I have tons of resources.
And sometimes that is just the key, is to have the resources.
Because everything that is anybody has a problem with, it's not unique. There are no unique problems. Now, why do we have to reinvent the wheel every day?
You're right. It's about getting information out to our families.
I just like collecting information. I'm a trivia nut. I like to do the trivia. Radio, you got to be able to blurt things out that are funny. When I was on radio, we had to compete against Howard Stern. I outdid Howard Stern.
Nicely done.
In our local Arbitron, and we did not use cuss words. We were not shock jocks, but they called me Crazy Dave because you never knew what I was going to say.
So tell me one of your favorite stories about being on the spouse side of the house, if you will.
Favorite stories? It's in the bio, but it's in the bio in a somewhat flavored down way. It was when we first got to Fort Campbell, my wife, being a brand new, combat medic, we got to Fort Campbell. The only thing that I was able to do to find out about being an Army spouse was to watch Army Wives. Not necessarily a smart thing to do, but it was fun. I watched Army Wives. I saw the downfalls that they had. One of the things that I thought was really cool is when the general's wife showed up and, she had that plate of fruit. And we're talking season 1. She had that plate of fruit and she hands it in there and she turns out to be the complete and total snob. Okay, well, I know there's a lot of creative license in television, so maybe the FRG's not that weird.
Sure.
So I waited, and I waited. I never got a call from the FRG. Turns out the reason why was the FRG fell apart in my wife's unit. There was...
That's never good.
Well, it had combusted on its own, like so many family readiness groups do. If they're allowed to get into the realm of being gossip columns or now it's a knitting group, or now it's just a book group, or now it's just a mommy and me play group, or anything like that. It's not consolidated to include everybody. Then people start looking at it as cliques, and then they start feeling like they're not being included. Well, it's not they're not being included because they're standing around waiting to be asked and nobody's asking. Well, it imploded. The whole thing imploded. Boom. They got themselves a new commander. He wasn't married, was not high on his priority to get the FRG working. I walked into the family readiness support assistant and I said, "What's the deal with the FRG?" And she said, "Well, you guys really don't have one right now." I said, "Really? Do you need somebody to run it?" "I'll do it." And she went, "Oh my God, where's your wife?" I said, "Next door in the aid station. She's a medic." "I'm going to go kiss her."
Nice, nice.
She actually went next door to the aid station, found my wife. We're talking, my wife is, 5'8". She's a little gal. And here's a 5'10", maybe 5'11", just so bubbly happy. She was such an awesome Versa. Come running in there going, where's Specialist Etter? Where's Specialist Etter? Or actually, no, at that time it was private first class. Where's PFC Etter? Where's PFC Etter? And she grabbed a hold of her and just gave her a big hug. "Your husband just volunteered to be the FRG leader." It's like, it figures he would do that.
Nice, nice. And life hasn't been the same since.
No. So I became the FRG leader, which was, we were the lowest ranking member of that company. My wife was. And her husband is the FRG leader. So I had two interesting points. Was I wasn't the commander's wife, so I wasn't an officer's wife, and I wasn't a wife. I was a guy. And so we resurrected the FRG. We've kind of continued on that lines and have gotten. When we went from Fort Campbell, went over to Fort Sam Houston. There was no FRG, but I found out there's a hole that I need to fix if I can. And I can't because I don't know how, and I'm working on it. For students at military schools that are long enough that the family can PCS with them, there is no family readiness support for students' families. There is for permanent party, like the instructors and cadre and the general administrative office side. They have family readiness set up, but not the students because they're considered in transit.
Interesting. Dave, you know what? I will get back to you on that. I may have a resource for you.
Yeah, I love collecting them.
I just need to, I'm writing it down so I don't forget to do it.
That would be great.
I think I have a good resource for you on that one. So just to completely change gears, how do you spend your free time? How do you relieve your stress? Because this isn't easy, filling in all these checks.
I don't have stress.
Okay.
I mean, well, as you can tell by the video, by looking at me, I'm old. I'm past the days of having stress. And that is to say, I used to be when my wife and I've been married for 15 years. 15 years? Yeah, 15 years. I had to look back over here towards my son's bedroom. Our youngest son's 15. We got married when he got born. We've been married for 15 years, been together for 18. Mm-hmm. She's been in the Army for 4 years, going on 5. Okay. So there's a long time in which we were not anything military except for me being a veteran. Back then, yeah, we had stress because we were living paycheck to paycheck. What kind of job are you going to do? Until I landed creating my own job. I had the very successful taxi business, and then the recession of the '90s hit, and all of these businesses in my hometown that I knew the owners, the second, third generation owners were losing their businesses. They were shutting the doors because they could not survive. There was no money. But my business, a startup taxi service, one car, one driver, that was me, 24 hours a day. You call me, I know you want to give me $5.
Right.
And I'll drive you somewhere for $5. They called me $5 Dave. I raked in money right and left, and I started realizing stress is not important. If you stress on something, it's because you don't have a clue what to do. Hence, find the resources. Just do it. Just go look. And so that's what I do. So what do I do with my free time? Do I ever find myself stressed because I have nothing to do? No, I find myself running real close to getting stressed when I have too much to do, and they all have about the same priority. It's like one of them's got to go somewhere else. And then I think it was Amy Bushatz gave me a nugget, a beautiful nugget. You don't have to do it all today. And so, yeah, you're right. So I just started, okay, well, I can't do these. Quick phone call, quick email, quick chat. Let's move this to tomorrow. Oh, I was so glad you said that because I was hoping it wasn't working for me. Okay, good. Then let's move it to tomorrow. Next thing I know, there's no stress. If I don't have anything to do, I drink a beer.
Oh, I like that too.
Which is why I'm in
Especially
Germany.
since it's St. Patty's Day. We should all be doing that.
Yes, Germany's perfect for it.
I like that. I like that. Well, listen, I thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you, and I wish you well, and we certainly appreciate your service on both sides of the coin.